Rosie was hard at work, shunting trucks and coaches all day. Lately, there were more trains that needed to be shunted than usual, and the trucks were being extra troublesome on top of that. Despite the odds being against her, however, she did her work well and managed to get through the day all by herself. That evening, Sir Topham Hatt came to see her. "I'm very pleased with how you've handled your job despite the bigger workload," he said. "As a reward, and to also relieve you a little, I shall be sending Percy here to help you out for a while until the rush is over." "Thank you, sir," she said. "That will be helpful." The next morning, Percy made his way to the big yards. He saw all the trucks and coaches. Cinders and ashes, he thought. He had not shunted in a big yard in a long time, and had gotten used to the small branch line yards he had been working on for years. Rosie puffed up to him. "Just in time," she said. "Could you start by shunting the coaches for the express over there?" "Of course," Percy replied. He was nervous at first, but with Rosie there to help him, he started to feel more confident. She taught him about the tricks the trucks in the yard did and how to prevent them, along with special techniques to get certain trains ready faster. That night, the two engines were in the sheds, talking about the day. "Things sure have changed since the last time I worked over here," said Percy. "It's a good thing you're here to help me." "It's all right," said Rosie. "When I first started here, I was completely lost, but thankfully Edward taught me almost everything I needed to know about this yard, just like how I'm going to try and teach you." "Thanks," said Percy. "I'm probably going to need all the help I can get." "No problem." And with that, they went to sleep. The next morning, the two engines went off to shunt the heavy goods train for Henry. It had a lot of trucks, and Rosie and Percy planned on shunting it together to get it ready on time. Unfortunately, however, there was a jam in the points that Percy was about to go over. The signalman tried to get the attention of Percy's crew, but it was too late. Percy wasn't damaged, but he was off the rails and couldn't move. "It'll take too long to get the breakdown crane. What are we going to do?" "Don't worry," said Rosie. "I've had to shunt long trains like this by myself many times. Just hang tight. I'll get you back on the rails as soon as I'm done." It was hard work, but surely enough, Rosie got the train ready to go on time. Then she got the breakdown crane to help Percy back onto the rails. "I wouldn't have been able to do that by myself," said Percy. "What if you were the one that got derailed?" "I'm sure you would have done fine," Rosie said. "You just need to relax. And a good way to do so is shunt some simple coaches together. Why don't you do that?" "Sure," said Percy. "That should be a bit more my speed." He shunted some coaches to the platform for James to take. James looked at Percy. "What are you all worked up about?" he asked. "I've just been worried about shunting and—" "That's it?" James interrupted. "Shunting? That's all easy work. Try pulling mainline trains, and you'll see what hard work is." And he puffed away. "Did you forget that the reason I came to the railway in the first place was because him, Gordon, and Henry didn't want to shunt trains?" Percy said to himself. For a while, Percy shunted the smaller and easier trains while Rosie shunted the bigger trains. He was doing so well that he got his shunting done faster than expected. He began to feel more confident and decided to lend a buffer to Rosie. "I'm glad you're feeling better," said Rosie. "I am too. I got those smaller trains shunted pretty quick. I wonder how fast I could shunt a big train on my own." "Well," Rosie said, "you're about to find out, because I have to take some trucks to another yard." "Wait, what?" "Don't worry, you'll be fine. Just remember what I taught you, and just think of them like they're a bunch of small trains put together. I'll be back as soon as I can." And she puffed off. Percy was worried, but he knew that the job had to be done. "I can do this," he said. "I just need to stay confident and focus." The trucks tried playing tricks to fool Percy, but Percy remembered what Rosie taught him. The trucks gave up soon after that. He also remembered which trucks to shunt in order to get the job done quicker. At last, with hard work and determination, he had the train completely shunted and ready to go. I feel bad for whoever has to pull this train, Percy thought, but it turned out to be none other than James. Back so soon, teased Percy. I hope you have fun with this train. From me to you. James rolled his eyes and puffed away. When Rosie got back, she was impressed. Seems like you did great, said Rosie. I told you that you could do it. Thanks, Rosie. I couldn't have done it without you teaching me. No problem. Thanks for taking over when I was gone. You did great on your own. Now let's get back to work together. And that's what they did.